What's up, guys? What's up, everyone? How's the weekend going? It's Saturday in Dubai. No. It's Sunday in Dubai. I missed the day. It's Sunday in Dubai, and it's also World Cup day. How many of you watched the World Cup? Did you guys actually have had the chance to watch the World Cup? I just got out finished watching it, and Ecuador took the day. They won the first match of the World Cup, and it was 2-0. Yeah, 2-0. Yeah, and it's also my birthday today. Thanks, Chris. Chris, thanks for the birthday wishes. Yeah, it's also my birthday today, and thank you guys for wishing me happy birthday. Yeah. So I decided there's no other better way to spend the birthday than to or actually stream with you guys and be on the stream over here and talk through software engineering, building with flutter, building apps and audio stuff. So yeah, just feel free to drop your comments on the chat. Let's talk on the chat and also yeah. Okay, guys. I think that's it. Let's move on to the next stuff. So basically, right now yeah. So we stopped here yesterday. So I think, not I think, we actually stopped here yesterday. Um, okay, I think my camera is hidden. Yeah, so we stopped here yesterday. Basically, currently right now we haven't been able to hook the team section, so we already be able to achieve the animations and all these current animations and all those stuff. So this is what the app is currently looking like at the moment. So we need to be able to get this to work. When someone taps on this, you can actually select different teams and all those stuff. Because if you take a look at the design we're actually working with, you guys have already seen the design. So this is what we are trying to work with. Like I said, this is actually a a real app, a product that so the Aaron is working on it, Aaron and Jacob. So it's not mine. So that's what I always make that clear that it's not mine. So I'm just trying to recreate the same idea. So the whole stuff doesn't belong to me. So yeah. So basically, right here we currently have light team, dark team, black team, and auto, yeah, auto team. So, and also if you take a look at what we have in our own design, we currently have light team, which is basically what they have right here. Let me bring this up a bit. So we currently have light team, which is what they have here, and we also have dark team, which is what they have here. Black team, which is what they have here. Right now we need to add the auto team, and the auto team is not looking exactly the way we want it to look like. So it should kind of like have it. You should kind of like divide it in between them. So you should have one side being light, the other side being dark. So basically, what the auto team means that the system will be able to select the team it will apply to the app. Yeah, that's the meaning of the auto team. So when you put the team on auto team, so if the user selects dark team on their desktop or MacBook, your app will immediately change to light team, or if they select dark team, your app will immediately change to dark team. So that's what the auto team is doing. So let's go ahead and create the icon for it. So right now we have this icon looking this way. One way to actually create that, I'm going to go ahead and recreate team wrap, because if you could remember yesterday we are using team wrap for all the stuff. So we're going to recreate team wrap to have something that look exactly like what we have here. So let's put this side by side right now, and then go ahead and create a new state. It should be stateful or stateless widgets. I think it should be, yeah, stateful widget. So let's go ahead and create a new stateful widget right here. STF, shortcut for creating a stateful widget is STF in Flutter, and hit enter. Just give you a template for creating your stateful widget. So you go ahead and name this. So we are going to name this team wrap auto. Yeah, we name this team wrap auto, and it's basically going to return the same stuff we have in here. So basically go ahead and copy what we have here and put in there. Okay, let's go paste that in, and next I'm going to go ahead and copy the same wording, the parameters we have here, and paste it inside this class, and we are going to go ahead and add those required. So this is required, not every single one. Okay, yeah, these two should be required. And if you go ahead and save this, and we could say that, okay, when the user says they want author theme or whatever they want to choose, so I could just go to the top over here and add another param that says final boolean is auto, and in here it should be okay, it should start being false, right? Or we should just make it optional. So make it optional, and then we could just say this dot is auto should start out being false. There we go. So this should start out being false. If you go ahead and save this, minimize this a bit, let's try to scroll up and see what other stuff we have here. Right now, since we already have that, so right here is what we are going to do. That I'm going to say if it's theme auto, so basically the user says that it's auto, this icon should be auto. So dot is auto is selected. If that is true, go ahead and render theme wrap auto, else basically render what we are currently using, and is auto is equals to true. If it's auto is equals to true, render this. Then we have widget dot hide rand, use that widget dot hide rand. Okay, what do we do? Well, we messed it up. So widget dot let me see. Okay, widget dot hide run should be false, so set that to false. What else do we need? I think this should be const. Yeah, make it constant. Go ahead and format this. So now we have, if the user selected auto, so if it's auto, they should go ahead and have this shown to them in here. But if it's not auto, so just keep with the number one we currently use. So go ahead and save this. Once this is saved, but we are not having any changes, so I'm going to need to restart this stuff and head over here. In your theme changer, I'm going to say auto, set that to true, save. Then we just need to start working on this. So what should auto look like? So auto should definitely look like what we have in here, whereby this is divided into two. One side is dark and the other side is actually white. Yeah. So let's go ahead and do that. So one way to actually achieve that is that we could actually say in here, inside this container, instead of just returning one single container like what we have in here, we should just return a container in a row, whereby one side of the container is white, the other side of the container is dark. So that's what we can actually do. So that means we have to wrap this. Yeah, we have to wrap this inside the row. And once we have this inside the row, save that. There's no any changes that's happening. What we need to do is to go ahead and limit the size of this to the half path here. Let's see. Okay, let's go. So we have this showing up right in here. We're going to go ahead and first of all limit the size of this a bit. I could say the width should be 90. yeah, we are trying to limit the size. Should be equal, right? Just limit it more. Set that to be 50. Okay, that's too small. Set that to be 60. Okay, we'll just say, okay, what about saying 70? Set that to be 70. Still kind of like too small to me. Let's leave it at 80. Also have 80 in there. Then the rest will be the remaining path that we're going to add. So you can actually see overflow on the right. So it's having an overflow on the right. So I can say it from the left is 0. Right overflowed by 40 pixels. Right overflowed by 40 pixels. Let's see. Okay, we'll just comment that out to actually see what we are doing. Do the same right in here. Go ahead and save this. And there we have this showing up. I think we should just leave the left. Pattern for the left, still keep that active. And in here, I could just say pattern from the right, margin from the right, still okay, right there. And next, I'm going to create the same container inside our row widget. Come on, create a new container in here. And within this container, I'm going to paste the code that we just copied over. So this should have a width of 20. Okay, start from here. Just say start from here all the way to, let's give it a width of 60. Okay, that should be for too much. 50. Yeah, that seems too much. Okay, we're doing this at the wrong place. Shouldn't be here. Let's move this out of here, and then it should be in here. This is the perfect place to do that. And save this. Yeah, now we have this all the way to the end. Nice one. From the left right here, it shouldn't have any border. So border radius, I'm gonna say border radius dot only. So border radius dot only, and the border should only apply at top right. So you should have top right and bottom right. That's the only place you should have the border. Nice. Then the rest shouldn't have any border. So we do the same for the first container, which is somewhere at the top here. We have the border radius, and this should be top left and bottom left. There we go. And now I have this looking as if they are in the same line. Nobody noticed that these are two different components. And the next stuff you're going to do is to basically give this one a permanent color. So instead of being color gray, the color should be the same color we use right in here. So we can grab that color from main screen for the second one. So that's 1, 2, and indicator color, that should be for indicator color. grab that and use the same indicator color for what we have in here. Make this to be const, because that will increase its performance in Flutter. Wait a second. Oh, we did it at the wrong place. Come on. Just got to be careful not to change other stuff we don't need to change. So that should be somewhere here. The color should always be the same, permanent color. And there we go. Go ahead and save that. Now we have that the attribute we are talking about, whereby this is different while this side is different. Now we need this screen to also be divided into two, so we need a division somewhere right here. We also need that to be happening, so I can actually look exactly like what we have in here. I think that's all is remaining. And apart from that, the next indicator should be, the indicator color should be white. So I think I actually have to do that. I should say indicator color should be white, so that we have the same exact color. And then indicator color should be white. If you go ahead and save that, wait a second, indicator color white. We are not having any changes, so something is wrong. Let's see. Let's see. So this is auto is true. Okay. If it's true, use the second one, but we're not passing an indicator color to it. It looks like widget dot. Okay. Oh yeah, we're not passing indicator color to it, so we need to pass indicator down to it. So if you do that, so this turns from constant value to non-constant value. So if you save that, now you can actually be able to see the changes happening. So this now is kind of like looking exactly like what we have in here. So you save that. Next stuff we can actually do is basically go ahead and let's see. Okay, yeah, next stuff we can actually do is go ahead and add this division, so you can actually see the demarcation we have here, whereby one side is actually the light color, and the other side is actually the dark theme color. So to do that, we need to go up here. So the theme changer is the one that should be responsible for that. So in here we are having a width of 60 pixels. Wait. Okay, theme changer, yeah. A width of 60 pixels, 160, and is only one particular container, and there's no way to actually divide a container into two unless you're using a gradient, a linear gradient. We can actually use that to get the container to be divided into two. I think we can actually try our hand in that. Okay, let's try using the gradient. So let's say linear. Gradient should be linear gradient. Becomes so the color starts from black. So let's say white. Okay, the gray color, and the next one should be black color. We should have a black color right here. Thanks what the flutter, thanks for the birthday wishes, thanks bro. So over here we have this. So I'm trying to use the gradient to actually have this divided into two. So well, let's see what that'll actually look like. So if we open this, and I think we are doing a terrible work in here. Okay, well, I think we're actually getting somewhere, but let's see. I'm saying the gradients should start from, what's it again? Begin from top center, no, should start from, not from the top. You could actually say start from top or bottom, center left. Yeah, I think center left, or you could actually say top left. Yeah, top left, and then end at top right. Yeah, something like this. Yeah, it's actually something like this. This shouldn't have any opacity, so we're just trying with gradient. If it doesn't work, we can actually switch to another way. There's other ways to actually do it. There's many ways to skin a rat. Is that, I think it's a rat? Many ways to skin a rat. I don't know. I forget how to actually say that, but yeah, basically there are so many ways to actually achieve what we're trying to do. But okay, this should be in the same position like division right there. See, linear, top left, begin, and this other stuff we can actually use. Stops, tilt mode is clamp, gradient transform. We're not trying to use a transform on it. Tilt mode. Okay, let's see other ways can actually use the gradients. Gradient filter. There we go. So we have okay, well, begin, stop, okay, begin, end, stop, tilt mode, clamp. So tilt mode is actually default at clamp. So yeah, the default mode is tilt mode clamp, so we don't need to do specify that again. I think the only stuff we need to play around and see if we can actually get is stop. So actually see the stop. Let's actually see how this works. Probably this not, I know this is not gonna look good. It's definitely not gonna look good. Okay, let's say 0.3. 0.2, 0. Which one again? So 0.3, 0.2, 0.4. Okay, 0.4. Okay, keep moving. 0.6. Okay, I think we are getting somewhere. You can actually leave it at 0.5. Yeah, I think that works better. So just leave it at 0.5. And then next off is this color right here. It has to be a bit like the color we are using for the previous one. This shouldn't be applied immediately, so this should only be applied if it's auto. If it's auto, go ahead and add a gradient, but if it's not auto, remove the gradient. So that's where this comes in. So I'm going to say widget is auto. If it's auto, it's true, show a gradient, unless passing a null value to it. In that case, widget dot is auto, checking that the value isn't null. Yeah, is auto is equals to true. Yeah, if it's equals to true, go ahead and show the linear gradients. But if not, go ahead and show an empty stuff. So you see all these ones kind of like textbook shape. Then when we come over to this, right now we have, since we are saying this is if it's auto, start working over here. But the case right now is that since this one is auto, so this is the only auto one that we have. Background color is pure white. Theme changer. So the background color it's still the same color that we have in here. Then the black color shouldn't be this color, but it's actually not giving us the real color right in here. So let's actually see why this is happening, because right now we should be able to have this demarcation whereby this is actually the same color with this, but the right hand side should be dark, but in this case it's not happening. So let me actually see why this is. Okay, if it's widget that is auto shows a linear gradient, we'll start from top right. Okay, color should be this all the way to black right in here, and background color. Okay, I see. Looks like we need to pass in the background color to it. Okay, that works better. But that shouldn't be the background color that we should be passing. Background color should be, come on, think. So we have indicator color, which is pure white. We have the background color, which is actually this color, but right now it's overshadowing the previous one we have right in there. If we go back and try to get this to work, box decoration, which the background color is true, and the background color, let's use this one. Okay, let's see. Dot with opacity, just say 0.5. Okay, let's fix this. Add constant modifier to where it should be, and once that's added, fix this one. Come on, I don't know between front end, basically complex front end, I think is actually hard to get, like compared to other parts of software development. Like it's actually really hard to get a compressed front end. Why did this actually change from being this all the way to being this after adding the background color? Okay, now I see what the issue is here. Let's go ahead and remove this, revert back to what we previously have. The background color should be removed, we don't need it. Go ahead and save this, right? And inside the theme changer, I'm gonna say if this is auto, if widget.background color is not null, the widget.background color is not null, is not equals to null, go ahead and use widget.background color. Else, go ahead and use this one that we have right in here. Okay, else use this. Then what if it's auto, Then we're going to say if is auto widget dot is auto is equals to true, then background color becomes null, else this. Okay, so this is the shorthand form to actually do what we're trying to do. Yeah, there we go. Now we can be able to use this, so that's working right now. So we just go ahead and increase this to 5. No. Maybe get that up more a bit. What about saying this should be okay 6? Let's take a look over here and see what we have, what this should actually look like. So I think both of them should be in the same equal position, so it should be somewhere at the center like this. That's where we should be having these demarcations, right? I guess. Let me see. Okay, yeah, somewhere at the center right there. So if we have to get that correct, so that means I have to go back to there and change this to have a width. So this should have a width of somewhere right 70. Yeah, there we go. And this should have a width of somewhere like 50. No, not this. So this should have somewhere around 70. Yeah, nice, that's much better. Okay, and if we should go up, damn, this is actually kind of like taking it to me. I'm trying to do the calculation. I figured out what we need to do better. Okay, this should be center right there. So I move these gradients to 7. Okay, whatever, I moved it to 5. Yeah, that's just that much. It's just somewhere between the middle right here. And then the background needs to change. So for the background, we have to use this background right here. Yeah, I think everything is actually coming together right now. Just put this, then use width opacity on it, and the opacity that we are going to add to it. Do we need opacity on it? I don't think we need an opacity. In the case we don't need an opacity, so just use that. There we go. So finally we actually got it. So yeah, if you take a look, you can actually see the ortho one is actually the same with what we have. So I'm going to expand this a bit. So I'm trying to see how. Okay, I think this is much better. Actually, I've done this previously, so you guys can actually see what this looks like. And now let's put this side by side with what we have. So if you take a look right now, so let's take a look. If you take a look right here, you can actually see this has the same demarcation at the center. So the same stuff we did here. You have the center demarcation, and you have this out here different color, this in here this different color. So see, white the same. So now, yeah, now both of them are actually looking good. So I think it's good time to actually move to other part of the app. So since we already got this stuff done, and the next part of the app we'll be working on is basically adding this this dark theme, this text here, and the animation, because this should actually have an animation. I think there was a place where they showed the animation, whereby if you are tapping on any of them, yeah, so if you tap on them, you can actually see the animation playing. So if you tap on that, yeah, you see the way this animates in and this goes out. Then they play that again. Yeah, so that's the animation that we need to add right away. So let's go ahead and do that. So right in here, come on, what did I open? Close. Let's see. Do you guys prefer using already made animation in Flutter, like package animations from pub.dev, or just doing the animation by yourself from scratch, just implementing that by yourself? I know it takes much time to actually do the whole animation from scratch. Much actually faster to use already made animations, and Flutter has a whole of them, lots of them. Like we have lots of our already made animations in Flutter. You can actually dabble with and use than creating one by yourself. But in most cases whereby through you can't get the animation that you want in Flutter, so basically you just need to create one by yourself. Yeah, I think that's the only way to go about it. Yeah, because yeah, something like what we are trying to do right now, I don't think we can actually find it somewhere unless we dig more deeper there. But right now we can just do that by ourselves. So first of all, whenever you tap on this, it should have a highlight, a border around it. So let's go ahead and create those border. So I'm going to say this changer should have an animation. If you want to start adding animation, I'm going to say width, ticker, provider state mixins, and in there I'm going to add late animation controller. Below it should be late, not animation controller again, but late animation of type. The animation should be color. Yeah, the animation should be color, or basically yeah, it should be color, because we are just trying to move from one color to the other. I think so. Yeah, the animation should be color. So should say color border animation, color border animation. Then have our init state. Inside our init state, that's where we kick off the whole stuff concerning the animation. And most importantly, don't forget to dispose the animation. So using dispose of your animation before calling super.dispose, call controller.dispose to dispose of this animation. And this kind of like increases your app performance, whereby you free up resources that's being used, because whenever the animation is running on your app, is using threads and thread resources and all those stuff. So you always have to free it up so that you don't kind of like consume more resources from the user's mobile app. So we just free this up in a dispose. So inside the init state, we can just go ahead and start implementing our animation. So I'm going to say in here, let's say controller, and it should be 1000 milliseconds, still under there. Border animation should be color to win. Color starts from this and ends on some whatever we want it to end in. But I don't want this to be driven just with the animation, so I want a curved animation right in here. Should be curved animation. What? Yeah, it should be called curved animation. Let me just copy it from somewhere, since my auto suggest is not trying to do a good job. So I'll just copy this, change one or two stuff within it. So in here, remove the parent animation to be the one. What did we do? So the parent animation should be this, and then the interval, we don't need the interval, so basically remove the interval, replace it with curves. So remove the interval, replace it with curve, is in out. So you basically use intervals whenever you want to do thanks Tai Song Vega, thanks for the birthday wishes, thanks. So in Flutter, whenever you want to do a complex animations or a staggered animation, you have to use intervals, whereby okay, you want the button to be dancing. Like, let me show you one of them, what I mean by complex animation that requires an interval. So I think this guy has a lot of it. He's actually very great in UI animations and all those stuff, but he does it for web, I think. Yeah, he mostly does it for web. So let me show you one stuff, something that's kind of more easy to implement. Yeah, I think I did one of these. I don't know if you guys have seen the video for this. This is one of my I implemented this in Flutter. Why is it not opening up? So basically, this is one of the complex animations whereby you need an interval. So the interval right here is that you kind of like when the user clicks on the button, we have a hand coming together, and then after the hand have kind of like reached each other, then you want to kind of like kick off the color animation, whereby there's a color that kind of like opens up in the background. So those, in this kind of animation, you have to use intervals to be able to implement this. So let's go back. But I did this, I think it's on my Instagram, and also the source code is on GitHub. You can find the source code for this on GitHub too. Yeah, on my GitHub. So let's go back right in here, and so let's say, yeah, we currently have this, and we are saying the curved animation is what we're trying to use. We don't need an interval, and now we want this animation to animate from color that should be transparent. So I'm going to say colors dot transparent color all the way to colors dot blue. I don't know if this is a blue color or what, but I think it's blue, but let's grab one. So basically I use some browser extension. So there's a browser extension for grabbing colors from your UI. I think we can actually install it right in here. So it's called extensions. This is Firefox extensions. Firefox extensions. So Firefox also have the same, but I normally use Chrome for development, so that's why I'm trying to use Chrome to grab some stuff. But since we're already showing you, since I'm already using Firefox to show you guys what I'm doing, so it makes sense to add the extension right in here. So the extension is basically called what's it called again? Eyedropper. Yeah, Eyedropper, I think. I think they don't have it. They don't have the extension right there, but we can use another one. It's called Color Picker Eyedropper. Okay, I think it's the same extension. Add that. So add this extension, and we can actually show you guys how to use it. Click OK. Yeah, this is the extension right in there. So right now, let's pick this color, this blue color. I'll just tap on this, and then select color. So let's go ahead and click here to select a color. Just tap on that. That will create, you see the color. Now just copy this, and now we got this color that we want to use. So right now inside the app, I will say that I want this to animate from, basically animate from transparent color to a blue color that we want to use. Yeah, this should be the blue color, and we didn't in there, so that should be 0xFF4 stuff, but we just replace that with the color we copied. This is our color code. Make this constant. So let me explain the color code for you in Flutter. What is this saying? So in Flutter we have this color code whereby you copy. It's the same color code as HTML, because right now the color we picked in here is basically okay, the color starts from 1, so 1379D something. So that's color code you can actually use on web and anywhere. But in Flutter, for you to be able to use that, there's something what we call opacity and the other stuff. So if you want this color to have lower opacity, or if you want it to have a full opacity, you have to add double F at the front. So that means a full opacity. But if you kind of like go to, I think there's one we call B0, I think B2 or something like that. That will kind of like reduce the opacity. The more you kind of like increase it, it reduces the opacity. But the full opacity is just basically FF for full opacity of the color. And then you have to add the 0 and the X sign at the front also. And if you go ahead and save that, and let's try this animation. So basically I'm going to say we want to use that border animation somewhere right in here. Because our box shadow, our decoration currently right now doesn't have a border, and that means we have to add a border to it. I'm going to say border border dot or. So we're going to use border dot or. Border dot or should actually have, yeah, that's what we are going to use our animation on. So I'm going to basically remove this code that's been suggested right here, and we're going to say animation border animation dot value. That's for our border. Okay, this color should be permanent, so we just go ahead and say first unwrap it. I will say width should be 2 pixels, and this could already be triggered when someone taps on it. So I will say wrap wrap this with gesture detector, then on tap, not on double tap, on single tap. Yeah, on single tap we just go ahead and either we just repeat the animation or go out from the animation, but basically on tap we just call the animation to start. So we just say controller dot forward, so forward just starts off the animation. If you go ahead and save this, the animation will not actually work, it won't work. So if you run this code right now and you tap on any of this, even if you tap on this, the animation will not work. That's because there's no way to actually build the animation, and to build the animation we have to wrap this container, the whole container, with a widget called animated builder, which will help us to build our animations. So use animated builder, comma, child, and there we go. And it should have animation property, which is basically our animation controller. So right now if you save this, the animation is already showing up, but let's restart the app, open this up, then you tap on this, you can actually see the animation, the border animation showing up. So if you tap on any of them, the border animation keeps showing up, but this is not what we are looking for. We want in a way that when you tap on this one goes out and you already see the animation show up on this one. And the animation is actually taking quite some time to show up, so we have to say this should be 500 milliseconds, so it should actually be faster. We can actually increase this to 2.5, and once we got that to 2.5, next we should find a way to actually dismiss the animation or show up the animation when it's being clicked on. And we can actually borrow that from our custom BTN. Our custom BTN, we have similar way of doing stuff there. Yeah. So there we go. So just run the animation in here. So whenever someone taps on it, where is it? Yeah, team changer. Okay, so once someone taps on it, we have to get hold of the index, indicator counts. I'm gonna say final index, index. So just index should be optional, right? The index should be optional, so just leave it optional. So I'm gonna say this index starts from 0, and widget.index, right now we grab that, and if widget.index is equals to current index, so add another property called current index. Final current index, right? That should be integer, also should be optional, and that should start out being this the current index should start out being 0 also. If you go ahead and save that, let's see what else we need to do. So we got the index, we got the current index. Yeah, we need one more stuff, which is the function, a function that's on tap. Over here we're not going to use the function keyword, I'm going to use the void callback. There's a callback function type called void callback. That's what we're going to use, and the function should be optional, not required, and this should be this dot on tap. And in here I'm going to say saying that this should be called in here. Basically we say we're going to call widget dot on tap inside here, and this will then be controller dot forward or controller dot reverse. Go ahead and save this. Right, what did I do? Yeah, go ahead and save this, then go up here inside our main file. I'm going to create one more field, and that should be an int. I'm going to say int current team index is equals to 0, so that being 0. And then we could just use our current team index at the place where we did the team listing. We are showing the listings of teams, so that's somewhere right in here. So this stuff should have an index, so I'm going to say index should be 0, and current index should be from current index and I'm going to say on tap. Whenever there's a tab on this, whenever there's a tab, go ahead and set the index to something that we need. So I'm going to call set state, and the set state should be current index is equals to 0. And just copy the same stuff and do it all over every other places. Let's copy all the way from here to the index that we added to it. This should be constant. So index should be 1. Current index will be set to 1. Do this here also. Index should be 2. Current index should be set to 2. Lastly, we need to do it right in here. Index should be 3, and current index should be set to 3. Okay, let's go ahead and play around with this. So let's tap on this. You see that working. So this goes on, this comes on. We can actually make the animation more faster by going ahead and increase the duration. Not increase the duration, reduce the duration. I could just say this should be 300 milliseconds, so that's as fast as it could. So we tap on this, comes on immediately. Yeah, so that's what we are looking for. So the animation is actually working quite good. Nice one. So you can actually see the animation transitioning from one element to another element when you tap on it. The border animation transition from one element to the other element on each tab. So this cool. Next one we're going to add is the text animation right in there. Go ahead Yeah, the next one we're going to add is the test animation. So there should be animation for the test, both the text changing colors, the icon showing up and the icon going out. So we need to add those micro animations that the user couldn't that kind of like shows the user what is going on. So we need to add those animations too. Because one good thing with animation is that you use animation to actually tell the user what they're actually doing or what is going on behind the scene, or what's whenever they click the button, kind of like maybe get them to wait for something to happen or get them to wait for something to finish before they can do any other stuff. So kind of like animation is a way of directing users to do stuff and also keeping users in the loop of what is going on. So right now we have this right in here. Next stuff, like, yeah, I need to add that and the text and the icon below there. So this is our gesture dictator that it returns an animated builder, right? Yeah, and this is our theme changer. So it makes sense to have our animated builder inside okay, I think, yeah, our container. Our animated builder should return a column. Yeah, column. We say wrap with column. Even if we save this, I don't think there's any changes that will happen right now. And inside the column, right in here, I'm going to return a row widget, and inside the row is going to have two children. One is going to be an icon, the icon should be check second. So let's say icons check, yeah, this one. And then we have colors and other stuff. Should make this to be const at the moment. We're gonna format this, and now in there we already have the icons. We need to add a test also, a test widget, and the test should say depending on the theme. So this should actually have a way to do the test dynamically. So I should add one more. Say is a string and it's called title. It should be required and not optional. Require this test. So right now we already know that the test will be added to us, and I'm gonna say widget dot test or title. This will be const. So this, maybe this is a constant. I'm gonna say font size. So go ahead and save this right now. Something went wrong. Okay, yeah, let's fix that. All these stuff should have a title within them, so the title should be showing somewhere below here. If you take a look at what we have somewhere here, you have the title showing up underneath them. So we also need to do the same right in here. So I'm going to say title. For the first one, it should be light title. For the second one, it should be dark title. For the last one, it should be black, and title for this one, it should be auto. Nice one. So go ahead and save this. This requires us to hot restart our app. And there you go. You can actually see that. I don't know if you guys are seeing it. So there's the titles that we added showing up at the center somewhere here, but that's not how we want it to be. We actually want it to show from at the beginning. In that case, let's go ahead and do this. So I'm going to say in here, within our theme changer, we have the row main axis dot start. Okay, looks like we don't need to use main axis. We have it here. We have to use cross axis, should be cross axis dot start. Was not starting from the beginning, should be starting from the beginning and not here. Let's see. Okay, let's wrap this with a sized box. I'm gonna say width should be media query dot of context dot size should be full width. Oh, okay. Okay, I see. I think I figured it out. Should start with cross axis alignment and cross axis dot start. Yeah, that makes more sense here. Once we have that showing up there, both of them should have spacing within them. So you have dark theme and the text font size looks good, and this should be having a bit of a spacing between both of them. So say that should be 10 pixels. I think 10 pixels is okay. Yeah, pixels is okay. And the icon needs to be blue, so let's get the icon a bit up. So the icon needs to be the same color as the what do we call it, the same color as the border, the same color as the border. So I'm going to copy that. So for the icon, it needs to be the same color as the border. So go over here and change this color. Now you should have the icon the same color as the border, which is blue. Let's see what else we need to do. Maybe increase the icon size a bit to 15 pixels in case that's too big. Leave it at this. Yeah, and the icon should have a spacing around this. So I'm going to use the padding around the icon, so I have a widget called padding. There we go. If you do that, it needs to remove constant from the children, and then I'm going to say padding dot only. Padding only shows at the right hand side of the icon, so that's the only place we need the padding. I'm going to say right should be 10.0. Go ahead and save that. Looks too much, so let's reduce that to 6. Yeah. Right now we need to animate this to only show up when the user taps on it, and also the text icon, the text to only change to only when the user taps on it also. So let's go ahead and do that. What else? So change the color of the text from what it is to blue, and icon also to be blue. Okay. At the top right here, I'm going to add another animation, which should be test animation. That should be test animation for animating the text color. So saying the text animation, I should be saying color animation. Yeah. Next should be visibility animation, but there's no way to animate visibility unless you toggle it on and off. But in our own case, I don't want to toggle it on and off. We should have size animation, I guess. So if I set the size of this to 0 and save this, now you have the text being at the end right in here. Let's see, size, and also the same with the right padding, set that to 0 also. There you go, that goes there. So we have to animate the size, so I'm going to call that late size animation, which should be double. Yeah, size animation. So let's create these two animations right in here. So first of all, we start with the color animation, which is a twin color. Always start from white to blue. And start from, well, it should, in this case, should be white. Yeah, colors dot white. So we have the white color begin from white and blue. The same with the next one should be size. Size animation, start from 0 and at this. The size animation, we could just have two size animation. One should be padding animation, double, call this padding animation, padding. Yeah, padding animation. And the padding animations should begin from 0 to 6, right? 6.0. And then we also have the size animation. The size animation should begin from 0 to 13.0, or basically 12.0. And then we can just go ahead and start using this and see how this looks like. So let's implement this tool right in here. So from the right should have animation, padding animation value. Then it needs us to remove the constant from the back. Do the same right in here. The color animation should be color animation value, and size animation should be size animation value. If you go ahead and save this, let's start this and give this a test drive. So let's go ahead and tap. So what is this showing over here? Okay, because this is the current one that's been selected. And also the same with the test. This test should actually have a color from size, color, and the color should be from underscore color animation value, comma. Remove this one, be constant. Save that. Now I have the color being applied to both of them. So if you tap on this, nice, see how that goes. But the issue right now is that we are animating the color of the text and not the text itself. So why is the text changing from Okay, we made a mistake. The text color shouldn't be white. Same with the should be black. Yeah, text color should be black. There we go. If we go ahead and try that again, so we have to restart this first. Yeah, so the text shows up. Nice one. See the animation. Cool one. Nice. See the little interaction animation showing up, telling us what we are doing and all those stuff. So yeah, we added the animation and we added the theme path of this. So next one is the view path. So there's nothing much there. It's still the same stuff, the same view that we have here. Default and compact. So it should be 1 2 3 4 5. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Add both of these in there and then add these intro sections, and then we can see what else we'd actually try to implement. So in here we have this, and we need to add the view section. Should be inside the main view, and inside the main view we have this row, the first row. So we need to copy this section all the way to here, just after the row. We're gonna name it to be view. We call this view. Yeah, somewhere down below there. Use another size box, add a spacing to it. But if you take a look, you'll actually see that this has a horizontal line underneath it. So let's go ahead and add those horizontal lines. The easiest way to actually be able to achieve that is to wrap the row widget that we have with a container or vertical divider. We can just use vertical divider in there. Let's try using vertical divider at the top and get the horizontal line that should be here. Let's say over here. That should be divider. So add a divider right in there. Colors are brown, dark, thickness 1, height 50. Can't even see the divider anymore. Where is it? Okay, that's not it. So you should have height of 2, and then the width should be 100%. So height, thickness, indent, and indent, and for some reason we are not seeing the divider. Okay, something is wrong somewhere, because divider should actually show up somewhere here, but it's not showing up. Okay, let's see. How do we get this to work? Search for divider, flutter divider. Let's see. Okay, let's go ahead and implement this again. Try. That's not much different from what we did to what I just copied over right now. So if we just save this, divider is showing up, but for some reason we can't see it. I wonder why we can't actually see the divider. Okay, so the divider doesn't want to show up because we are trying to use a divider right in here, but for some reason the divider is not showing up. We could just go ahead and start using containers. I'll just use a container right here instead of a divider. I will say the container should have a height. Yeah, the container should have a height, a margin top, and margin bottom. Let's remove the margin for now, and then have a height, a width of 200 pixels. Yeah, you can actually see this, but the width of 200 pixels is not what we're looking for, so just increase the width by using media query. Almost the same width, the available widths somewhere to that end, but if you keep on drawing this, okay, that's not good. There's a better way to actually shift this. I'm just going to go ahead and minimize this like that. Save this, then wrap the row widget that we have into a container. So there are so many ways to do stuff. Inside a container, I'm gonna paste the code, remove the height property. I could just still leave the height, right? And then add decoration. I'm going to use box decoration, and then you're just gonna say border.or, not border.or, but in this case it should be border.only. Okay, box decoration, border. Yeah, just add the border. And instead of using border.org, we are going to use a different one. Border from side. Yeah, border from side. I can come on, should be, what is it again? Border think border side dot not only. let's just make use of our browser. Should be border bottom. Thanks, Codon. Thanks for the happy birthday wishes. Thanks. So we have border bottom should be border class painting. Okay, we are the one actually was making a mistake. Should be something like this. Then right in here. So the color for the border should be colors dot black. So add that, go ahead and save this. Okay, you just have to move the color from here. I can move the color out of here. So we had the color outside, so I have to move the color inside the decoration. Okay, now we need to get the height of our theme changer. Use that for our container. In this case, we need to get the height to somewhere like 150 pixels. Let's say 150 or 180 pixels. I think that will do. And then this should have a background color of none, so the color should be transparent. There you go, you can actually see that happening. So let's use this and then minimize width. So wrapping the whole stuff with a container. We could just say 0.6. Okay, that's too much. Just try 0.5, 0.55. 0.54. So we want this to stop somewhere exactly at this point. So you just say 0.552. Hi Vinny, thanks for the happy birthday wishes. Thanks Vinny. Happy 0.52, so I have 0.51. No, so 0.516. Yeah, try that. Yeah, I think we got something better. So we have here, should we have a spacing of somewhere around 20 pixels away from the text we have there. In that case, I'm basically going to go ahead and remove this container widget that we added here. In the first place, we don't need it anymore. Save that. Once that is saved, I'm going to say container should have a margin, or not margin bottom, or margin. Okay, let's just keep both of them. Let's see what we get. I think it's too big, so let's leave it at 20, top 20. Yeah, I think that's much better. Top 20, and the color should be gray, no longer black, or what we currently have here. I'm gonna use width, opacity on it. Let's say 0.5. If you save that, yeah, I think it's much better right now. Yeah, and then with that being added, I'm gonna go ahead and move this. I don't need this point anymore. Save this, and let's see the difference. So from here, from the top over here all the way to here, should be around the same 20 pixels that we have right there. So just reduce this to 20 pixels. Yeah, there we go. And then in the view section, I'll just go ahead and copy the same widget that we have here in this row. Basically copy the whole row and just change a few things that we need to change. Yeah, so just copy the same row, paste it somewhere below here, and then do 1 or 2 changes. So this should be 2 and not 3, so and not 4, so you just remove the last one from here and remove this one also. Now we are left with 1, 2. Yeah, we are left with 2. And then change the names from, it should be in default to compact. So you have default, then we have compact, so there we go. Nice one. So let's take a look side by side. Yeah, so let's put it side by side and compare them. So I have the view test. Okay, we have this, which is this one right here, and we have the next one, compact, which is this one right here. So that's cool. Then we have the, I need to add the intro sections. So the intro sections where we have the good afternoon, Aaron, something like that. So let's add that also in our own case. So I will say intro sections, yeah, the intro section should be under the last row we have here. Should have the text intro, and also have the underline, so we have to add these two, the underline test. There you go. So we're gonna save this, and we should have it somewhere right in here. So the view test should change to intro. So it should be intro. And once we have that as intro, so let's go ahead and fix that intro up to actually look like what we want it to be. It should be, first of all, let's add the text that says good morning, Aaron. So copy that text underneath here. This should say something like good afternoon, Aaron. Now have the comma. If you save that, so this should actually say the same, good afternoon, Aaron. And then we have to make the text a bit bigger. Should be big. So around 18 pixels. Or we could just make it 22 pixels. Looks like that's too big. $21 pixels. Yeah, we can just leave it at 21 pixels. I think that's better. And underneath it, then we should have these two, or this another one that says is Saturday, comma, May dash 10 tax. Okay, let's say over here should be a single row widget. So the single row widget have a children property, and inside the children property we should have the text words that we need. So we have this. So this should say, first of all, reduce this from 16 to 14. And it should say, the first one should say is Saturday. It's, and the next one should say something like Saturday. Saturday with a comma. Next should say something like May 18, May 28, and last one should say this, should be saying 10 tax. We should go ahead and save this right now and take a look at what we got. So have a Saturday, comma, should have a space, May 18 10 tags. Most of those words should have an underline, so that's what we need to do the stuff. So first of all, the first one that says Saturday should have an underline within it, so we use underline on here, underline. Okay, decoration, test decoration, then add underline to it. Just say test widgets. Decoration. Should be test decoration dot underline. If you save that, so this is how the underline works, but that's not what we have right here. So there should be a bit of something, a spacing between the text and the underline. How's a way I actually did this in the project? Let me see. Okay, I think we are almost there, because right now we're just trying to finish this side up. Yeah, we are add the underline and all those stuff. We show this, someone can tap on this, and then fill it up. So that's the part that's remaining for this section. Yeah, I just saw that right now. Just copy that over, and then we can use that for the underline stuff right here. Because if you take a look right here, you can actually see the underline is a bit closer to the text, but the design we have, the underline is a bit, there's a spacing between the underline and the text, so that's what we need. I'm gonna copy that, paste that in here. Yeah, basically remove the style and use this. And now inside here, need to do some stuff. So the decoration style should be solid. How many is this? So you have solid. So we have solid, dotted, double, dashed. Just use solid. Thickness should be around 2. Save that, and there you go. You can actually see that showing up, and now you have the underline within the text up there. Just set the thickness to 1. I think that's much better, and this should be underline blue. Color shouldn't be blue to start with. NS Studio, thanks for the happy birthday wishes. Thanks so much. So we have first of all, should be a space between the good morning and the second subtext, so we need to add a spacing first. Use this size box. You can say some that should be around 10 pixels. Right now this should be in the same line, if I'm not mistaken, right? Okay, let's try that. Because right now this is kind of moving upward. We don't need it to move upward. We need it to move downward a bit. So let's start with changing. Okay, I'll leave this way. Let's start with the font size. Set the font size to 14, and then bring it down, move it downward. But move it a bit to 2, maybe 3, 4, with that 4. I think that's much better. And then pull the whole stuff down. How do we pull this down? A bit. We can actually wrap this with alignment. Just say align, and within it I will say alignment center left, so we don't want center left. Okay, just use bottom center if that works. Okay, that won't. So let's use this one by ourselves. So the alignment has an X and Y axis, so we will be touching more on the Y axis and not on the X axis. I will say 1.0. Minus 0.5. Okay. What's going on? Remove this. Actually use another one. Try transform on it. Transform dot translate offset. This becomes since the constructor being called is not a constant constructor, we remove the constant from the parent. Let's add individually to where it's needed. It's actually needed in here, and it's needed in here. Last tree is needed in here. Then over here we need to add a const for the offset, since we'll be hard coding the offset by ourselves. So if we save this, this goes up, but we want it to come down, so I will just say 6 to push it way down, but that's too much. Set that to 4. Yep. What about 3.5? Okay, there we go. And the underline color should be the same color as this divider that we'll be adding. So let's get the divider color. So this is the color for the divider we are using. So go ahead and save this. Now we have the same underline showing up, but we can't see it that much, so I should just increase the opacity to 6 or increase it to 7. Yeah, I think it's much better right now. We can actually see it. Let's see what we have here. Okay, increase the font, the thickness size somewhere around 1.4 thereabout, or 1.8. Yeah, I think it's much better right now. Okay, we're almost there. So we added this the underline, so where else we have to add it. So we have to add the underline around this place, and lastly this one. So let's get those paths done. I'm gonna copy the same code. You don't need to change anything, just copy the same code and add it here. So the place what we have in here. Do the same. Wait a second. Yeah. Wait. Okay, just grab that, copy them. Make sure you start from here, delete the test style, paste that in, then remove the constant from the test widgets. Do the same right in here, delete the test style, paste that in, then remove the constant from the test widget, and then go ahead and format the code. Then go ahead and save this. I'm gonna actually take a look and see how that looks. Okay, those are looking good, but we need to actually bring them down to be in the same position with the previous ones. So I forgot to add a transform translate on them, so just add that. This one should actually have transform the translate. So just add transform dot translate. There we go. Next, transform dot translate. There you go. Let's go ahead and save this. I can actually see all of them looking quite good. If you take a look over here, you can actually see them. It's Saturday, May 28 dash 10 tax. The same stuff we have here is Saturday, May 28 dash 10 tax. Okay, dash doesn't have it. Shouldn't have an underline within it. So in that case, I need to create another test widget that only has the underline keyword on it. And that should be somewhere here, and the only stuff he has should be the dash keyword. Figure out and save that. Now I should have this looking good. So right now we have the Saturday test, the May test, and the 10 tax test has an underline, the same way we actually have them right here. You can actually see it's Saturday underline, May 28 underline, and then 10 tax underline. But the issue right now, this is now how all this should be, because it should have a way, if you tap on them, it should respond. So let me show you how that should look like. So when the user taps on any of this, let's keep going. Yeah, so this is how it should look like. A Saturday weekday weekday shot. So you can just select weekday or weekday shot. So that's what we are going to do right now. So once the users tap on this, we should have this pop-up under here, and then whenever they tap on any other stuff, we should still have the same pop-up showing now. So that's how that's the part we are going to add right now. Let's see. Okay, so I'm thinking of how we can actually be able to achieve this path, whereby the drop down path. So how do we actually achieve this? There's multiple ways to do that. We could go ahead and leverage already made apps out there. Should be not already made apps, already made packages. So pop.dev should have drop down. And flutter also has a drop down, sure, but the drop down is not in the same way that it's looking over there. So either we find the one that looks similar to that, or we can just customize our own drop down. Oh no, this is not what we're looking for. No, this is not a drop down. Find the drop down. No, not this. Okay, so let's do that by ourselves. So it looks like we have to implement the drop down by ourselves. So I think I just need to put this aside. Yeah. Okay. So this is what we are aiming at. So we are aiming to get something like this. Another way you can actually do this, we can wrap this whole section inside a stack widget, and when someone taps on this, then we show another stack widget, another position widget underneath here as a drop down. That can work also. I think that should be the fastest way to actually do this. And then when someone taps on it, it goes away. Interesting. Or okay, yeah, when someone taps on that, the drop down goes away. When someone taps on it, the drop down shows up. And also the same, yeah, and also the position should actually change. If you allow this to play on, if it taps on that, the position changes to that section also. And the second way to actually achieve this is to use what we call overlay entry. So in overlay entry, we are going to try that one first. So we're going to try using overlay entry first. So this is what overlay entry should look like. First of all, we start with the keyword. All these, so we still need to break this down later on and add them in a separate folders like screens, widget, and all this stuff. Just like I'm trying to be fast, that's why I'm actually making all this stuff adding every single thing in one place is not good. So we're going to break it off, add them in a separate places. So first of all, I'm going to add the overlay entry, and it should be somewhere at the top over here. So we have something called overlay entry, and then we have overlay state to get in touch with the current overlay that we have in the screen. And then below here, I will just copy the code that we need to add for the overlay. Okay, our code is actually looking like a spaghetti code. That's why I said that we are going to break this off, because right now that's not good. Because I have 686 lines of code. That's too much and looks like a spaghetti code. So yeah, for the overlay entry, let me get the code for that. Okay, I think I got the code. I just grabbed it and then I'll paste it in here so I can actually go through it. So this is the code for this overlay entry. So when you tap on something, it's called void show dropdown with a context, and then we have all these properties in here. First of all, I need to change this or something else. Use the brand colors that we have. Color brand colors. Secondary color, so let's keep it that way. And next, icons. So the icons, say brand colors. So we still need to remove some stuff we don't need. But this is from my previous code, the previous projects. Just need to copy some stuff from it. So we have custom switch. This two needs to go out from now. I'll just uncomment it out, and the same stuff with what we have in here. And then we have the choose category stuff. If you go ahead and save this right now, and then let's say we go out and copy this and call this as a function whenever someone taps on any of these tests that we have here. So let's say when someone taps on Saturday, on Saturday, so I'm going to wrap this with a gesture dictator so that we'll actually be able to know when someone taps on it. So this is a gesture dictator. On tap. So when someone taps on it, go ahead and call show drop down, and then pass in a context. Do the same for other path of our code. So wrap the second test. So okay, let's start with the Saturday. I'll just do the same for May also, so I can actually see a difference and see what we need to fix. So wrap this with gesture dictator. Wrap with widgets. Yeah. Wrap with widgets. Yeah. Wrap. Yeah. So wrap with gesture dictator. Paste this, then format it, save, and let's try this out. So if you tap on this right now, you can actually see the drop down showing up. Tap on this, it goes away. Tap, it shows up here. Tap goes away. Tap shows up. Tap goes away. But that's not where we want it to show up, and it's actually quite too big for us for what we're trying to achieve right here. It should be kind of like small, but it's kind of too big at the moment. And another issue is that the color is actually white, no, black, but we want it to be white color. I think, yeah, that's the video. Okay, the color depends on the theme. Okay, we still have to work on that one, but for now let's keep the color to white so I can actually see what we're doing. So the background color, the main background color should be somewhere right in here. Let's see. Okay, somewhere right in here. Change this to pure white. Save that, and then try to tap on that again. Shows up, but right now we can't even see anything. Okay, I think we just need to move back to black until we just fix the whole stuff before we can actually change the background color. So go away. Yeah, so we actually know. Okay, right now I need to make this smaller, reduce the width. Let's say the width should be max width, max height. Height is 179, and width is this. Okay, let's go ahead and comment out the width. That means we are not giving it any width. Do the same right here, and I could actually say the width should be max width should be 400.0. They have to make this to be constant. And let's give this a try. Now you see it's actually the width is actually smaller compared to previous one. What if we make it 200 as the max width? Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, so that works. So you can actually see it's a bit smaller compared to what we had previously. Now what I need to do is to have this position somewhere here and not at the top, because if you tap over here, it shouldn't be here, it should be somewhere below here. So that's what we have to put it to. To do that, I'm going to say get the position of the current tab And how do we get the position of the current child of how do we get the position of a stack of a flutter widget? So that's what we have to look into right now. The position of this, let's see. Kind of trying to remember, get position of a widget flutter. I think so. That should be a way to do that. Let's see. Okay, we can actually use a render box with a global key to actually get that. Okay, key.current context of find the render box as a render box position. Okay, I see. Okay, that's nice. So first of all, we have a way to actually be able to fix this. Key, declare a global key. At the top right here. Okay guys, we actually need to break this file to smaller code. It's actually getting quite big. But yeah, like I said, we are going to do that maybe tomorrow in our next stream. We just focus on breaking it down and then using block, because we'll be using block pattern for the state management. So the next stuff is for the state management, and then having a way for users to add task, yeah, to do tasks, and have a way to delete it, manage a to do tasks, all those stuff. We'll be adding that later on. But let's go ahead and fix this one. So I'm gonna say paste global key, and I'm gonna call this to be intro key. So this should say intro key, and then we can just say the intro key, which is here, and our test could actually also have a key that becomes the intro key that we created. And for the intro key, so since we'll be making use of it, so I would say copy this and head straight down here where we are calling the function to, when we are calling the function for the drop down, a function to show the drop down. So in there at the top, first of all, let's get hold of the intro key stuff and the current context. That should be intro key. The get current context of find render box. Find render box as a render box, and then we're saying offset position, because this returns a position, the local to global, and then this is global position of our current stuff, and then we're getting the y on the y-axis. So this right here. So let's try this first. So debug print. This debug print. And we are calling this should be y position. So let's go ahead and play with this. Open this up and tap right here. Close this. Okay, now we have an issue. Okay, let's start this first so I can actually know what is going on. Open this up, then tap on any of these. Okay, it shows up. Now we got, okay, position y is 680.5. So 680.5, that's our position. So I would say 618 from the top. Then we do this, top should be equals to y, save that, close this off, try again. So let's try tapping on this again. Nice one. Now you can actually see this is not showing up here. That's cool, but it's still far away from where we want it to be. So we want the x-axis to actually start somewhere here. But the y-axis is working. So for the x-axis, so I'm gonna say double dxx, so that will give us the x-axis. That should be from the left. So we can say from the left it should be x. Then go ahead and save this. Now if you tap on this, nice one, you can actually see this is not showing up at the perfect place it should be. This is where we needed it to show up, but that's an issue right now. The issue is that it's actually covering the main parent. So the person that's coding it is trying to covering the person. We can't even see the person that coded it, so that's not good. So we want to be able to see the person that coded it. How do we do that? So I could actually say x plus let's say 30 pixels. Still taking a look at the design we have here. So let's see the spacing between this and this. Yeah, close this off, then save this, then tap on this again. Now that's good. You can actually see the 30 pixels away, but that's too much down. We want to bring it up a bit. Maybe I could say x plus 20 pixels. X plus 20 pixels. That should be somewhere there. That's cool. That's nice. Now I think we are getting somewhere. So this is what we are looking at to achieve. And now if the user tap on also this one, it should show, but it shouldn't be showing here. It should show somewhere starting from this end. Let's try that. So I would say when the user taps on the May, yeah, May. When the user taps on the May, it should have a key. Intro key. Okay, this widget use the same global key. Okay, all of them are using the same global multiple keys. Okay. So we just create another two more global key that we need. Or we could just say global key. Okay, let's create two more global key and say intro key 2 and intro key 3. With that, then somewhere here where we are using it, so we are using it at the main section. We didn't have intro key 2, add that in here. And also for the temp tags, you should have a key also, and we call that intro key 3. That will not throw any error again. That's cool. We are good to go. And next we have to say when someone taps on any of these, we need to pass down the key. The key, we have to create something in here. This should be required. And comma key. Yeah, just call that key. Whatever it is, the key should be global key of type. No, it should be required. Global key, that's the type, is key. And over here we are saying key. That's cool. And now whenever we are calling this function, we need to be passing in the context and the key. So we need to be passing in the context and the key everywhere we are calling it. So I say context context key, and in here our key in here is intro key, just intro key. We have to do the same to other places. This one right in here, May 28th, and this should be intro key 2. And last but not the least, yeah, I think this is the last one also. Should be having a gesture dictator also. Now say gesture detector, intro key, and this should be intro key. Okay, now intro key 3. I think we are good to go. So go ahead and save this. Once this is saved, let's see. So once this is saved, I'm gonna say restart this, hot restart, and then take this for a test run. Tab shows up. Tab it shows up. You see, that's cool. You see the starting point is different from the starting point here. Then over here, you see the starting point also is different from the previous starting point we have. That's cool. And now, right now, we just need to add a box shadow around it. Yeah. Okay, I don't think we need a box shadow. We just need an elevation because we're using a material on it, material widget on it, and material widget has something called elevation. We need to say elevation should be 5. So let's see that. And the elevation is actually added. That's cool. Now it's actually a good time to change the background color from black to white. Say pure white. You can actually see that in action. Nice one. That's cool. You guys can see what that looks like at the moment. See the round and the elevation showing that this is a drop down, but there's still some stuff missing that we need to add. Over here, it looks like every single one of them has the same width. Yeah, it's the same width for every single one of them. The width doesn't change. Yeah, it's still the same width, and it's actually quite small, but what we have here looks like it's big. I don't see. I'm trying to put it side by side, and we can actually compare both. Yeah, so yeah, Master Kings 5. Thanks for the birthday wishes. Thanks. So let's see. Right in here, this kind of looks quite, the width is kind of looks quite bigger than the one we have here. Trying to see, trying to measure that with my head. What could this look like? Yeah, I think it's quite bigger. So I need to reduce the width a bit. So let's say the width from the top somewhere right, where is it again? So max width should be 180. Let's try that. Yeah, I think that's much better. And the height shouldn't have any height at the moment. The height will be determined by whatever we put inside it. So in that case, if you open this up, you see how small it is, because it cannot, the height right now is being determined by what we currently have within it. So just have that show up, close that, have that show up. We need to, what else do we need to do? Choose category, remove all this stuff, and then start adding what really has to be in there. Choose category, Okay, if you cancel that, try that here, you can actually see the same width all over. Cancel that, try that in here, you can actually see the same width. But right now, if you tap on this, you cannot place multiples of this within the screen. I don't think that's what we need. We need, like, whenever you tap on something, and if there's a current one already, we need to dismiss the previous one before showing up any other stuff. I think there should be a better way to do that, because over here we are saying overlay remove, overlay entry dot remove, but we have to check if overlay entry or state is actually there. And let's try this. I'm gonna say overlay entry, overlay entry dot mounted. Okay, if it's mounted in the widget tree, I need to use a debug to debug this. So debug print to print this to the screen so that I can actually see what we are doing. So I'm saying close. Just add the overlay entry dot mounted. Dot toString. Convert the object to a toString, so that's another way to actually print the object in a string way, since this requires a string and not on any other object. So print that. Let's try another one. Overlay state. Let's see what we can find from that. Any other properties can give us. Mounted, active, activate. Okay, you have build, deactivate, did update, insert, resemble. So I think there's a property called mounted also. You need to actually check that to see which one is returning which. So debug print. For the debug print, just say this dot toString. Just use optional, since it's going to return an optional value. Also, we can actually call this. Instead of calling it here, I will call it from the beginning, right in here. Yeah, I think that's the perfect place to actually call it. VJ Store. Sure. I think we already created a similar project. Let's see. E-commerce with flutter. Okay, no, we haven't done that. But yeah, probably, yeah, sure. I'll keep that in mind. You can actually, yeah, we'll put that somewhere to remember that. Yeah, we can work on that. Next project will be e-commerce store. I think that would be the best way to actually use flutter. And the e-commerce store will be on all platforms, I think. Is that what you're thinking? We just create it to be on both Android, iOS, web, Mac, Windows, and all the stuff. Yeah, we can just try that out. So let's try this again. Open this up, then try. So what we try to do is that when we tap on any of this, we want to figure out if this is available within the widget tree. So it's telling us, let me see. Okay, overlay entry has not been initialized. Okay, I see. Before calling that stuff we called. So looks like we don't need to call this here because that is showing an error. We need to call it after it has been inserted inside the widget tree. Or maybe before we insert it, we'll call it here. But let's try that and see if we are still going to receive an error. Then try this again, tap. Yeah, it says, okay, overlay entry dot mounted is false. Overlay state dot mounted says true. And if you tap on this again, overlay entry dot mounted is still telling us false. Overlay entry, this is saying false. Okay, this is saying true, this is saying false. So this one is telling us false, but overlay state is telling us true. And in a way that in a place where we are removing this, at this point, overlay entry remove, we can actually go ahead and print this out again and see which one works. So you can actually say over here, after it has been removed and before it has been removed. No, let's try this last one first and see how that works. Then let's try I can tap on this. Okay, try removing this. This thing kind of saying true, this is saying false. Interesting. Tap on this, shows up, so it says false and true. Tap on this, says false and true. This is saying true. Okay. I'm just trying to figure out better way to actually do this, so we can figure out how to remove multiples of that from our app. Overlay before, just call it overlay before. Yeah, overlay before. Restart our app so I can know when it's been added to the widget tree. So if you tap on this, overlay before is null, so it has not been added up to this point. Then it was added. So if we go ahead and dismiss this and then call overlay again, so you could see overlay before is now true because it's already added to the widget tree. That's basically the overlay state. But how do we destroy the overlay state? Deactivate overlay state dot deactivate. Yeah, deactivate. Optional. If it's available, then deactivate it. So in that case, I'm gonna say so. Let's see. Tap on this. So if you tap on another one, so say that overlay state has been true, Then if you tap on this and then tap another one, overlay before is true, overlay true, overlay before true. Dismiss that. Overlay after deactivating overlay state and removing the overlay state. Shouldn't tell us that this is true. Okay, let's see. Let's try and do some googling. This search, remove multiple overlay. No. Okay, I can actually try this here. Check if overlay widget unmounted. So when you call on this, I'm gonna say if overlay entry dot mounted is equals to true, go ahead and call okay, let's try this again. Tap on this, tap in here. Okay, this field, overlay entry has not been initialized. Give this another spin. Okay, it shouldn't do that. Yeah, that works. It shouldn't be able to. We shouldn't be able to add another one. So you're saying if overlay entry dot mounted is equals to true, so that means there's actually something that's already been mounted. Okay, I will say overlay entry not equals to no. And just use that optional value on it. Hopefully this works this time around. I could just move over to any other stuff that we have. Okay, now I got this. Open this up and then try tapping on this. Comes up. Try tapping on the next one. Nice one. You see it goes out. Tap again, it comes on. Tap, goes out. Tap again, comes on. Tap, goes out. Tap again, it comes on. Tap, goes out. Tap again, it comes on. Tap, goes out. Tap again, it comes on. So that's basically what we're trying to achieve, and it's actually working right now. That's cool. Maybe you can just try to add one or two stuff and then call it a day. Then tomorrow we can just move over to other path, because we're already done with most of the stuff we needed to do, except that we need to add the team animation and all those stuff, but we haven't added those yet. But I think we just go ahead and add this path, whereby if you tap on this one should actually tell us to what's the details again. Canada have to, so it says Saturday, okay, weekend full and weekend shots. Yeah, I think those are the parameter in there. So this should have those params that we are asking for, but how do you able to pass the parameters inside? That's another stuff we have to figure out how to do, because right now I can be able to have those two parameters that says weekend and the other one saying what is again, yeah, weekend and weekend shot. So change the category to say something like weekend, and copy this again, paste it in here, and this should say weekend shot. If you save that, and next we need to reduce it. It should be black, the text color should be black, and font size should reduce a bit, and each of those text has an icon at the end. So just need to close this. Just reduce the text font size to say like 12. Do the same here, like 12. Remove these sections, we don't need them. Font width is 400. Font color should be black. Secondary color. Okay, let's give it a try. Tap on this, then you can actually see the two tests showing up here, weekend and other stuff, but it shouldn't be like this, so we have to remove the close button. First, the close button should be removed. And if you are looking for a way to be able to deactivate this, one way to do that is to copy the gesture dictator that we have and wrap one of these with a gesture dictator. And there we go. So right now, just close this and open it back up again. Now we have the weekend and weekend shot added here. These two should need spacing. Yeah, we have the spacing between them, weekend and weekend shot. But what we have here, yeah, so weekend and weekend shot. Basically the padding should be a bit smaller, but currently the padding is way too big, so we have to reduce the padding and reduce the width. So let's start with the padding first. Padding left, let's say should be 10. Padding right should be 10. Yeah, so that pattern, that's what we're looking for, and this coming together, that's cool. The padding top should be the same with the padding bottom. Fifteen. And the top should be 15. The padding bottom should be 15. Go ahead and save that. Yeah, we have something looking nice. So that's our drop down showing up. That's our cool drop down showing up. The tests will need to be a little bit bigger. Weekday shots. Yeah, we need to increase the two tests and then the spacing between them. Say 13 pixels. 13 pixels should be 18. And it should say weekday, and it should show weekday shot. Yeah, there we go. So we got them looking good right now. So except that we need to add the icon part at the end right here, kind of like a check mark. And that brings us to this point where we need to add this or make this added inside a column. With a column widget, a row widget. Remove the const from here. And the first one being a test, the second one should be an icon. Icon should be check. And the icon color should be blue. The same color that we use for our theme changer, which was saying should be, yeah, this is the color that we use. And then we have icon size should be 16. Figure out and put that together and save them, and there you go. You can actually see that showing up. Reduce this a bit to 12. Add a spacer between them. Yeah, there we go. You can actually see the two icons showing up there. Icon needs and this, I think this place will be calling it a day here. Tomorrow we cannot be doing more of this, so basically we already have this completed. Tomorrow I'm hoping that we can add a block. We use block pattern and block library for state management for the team state, because right now the teams are not working. We need to add the teams part to this, and yeah, fix the team property side, and then work on this part also. Once this is fixed tomorrow, then we should be able to have a way for the user to add a to-do list. So a to-do list input field here, they add a to-do list, and then they can see their list of to-do list has been added with animation. So we are going to add the mounting of the to-do list with animation, whereby when someone add the to-do list, when the to-do list want to show up, it kind of like comes up with an animation. So that's the part we also need to add. And yeah, and I think after that we can actually add this part, how to have a to-do list to be organized into individual individual lists or grouped, yeah, grouped lists, something like that. So because these are all grouped lists showing up here. Yeah, errands, like 12 items inside the errand list. So those are stuff we have to also work on. So yeah, hoping to actually get this done before, like say, before the week. And also we can actually have this work on mobile. The mobile responsiveness, we haven't worked on that yet, but a bit is responsive on mobile, because a mobile device it should look like this on mobile device. Then we need to have a way to be able to show the drop down, the left bar that we hit right now. We should have a way for them to toggle it on and off. When they toggle it on mobile, they should be able to see it. And yeah, I think that's the part that is remaining. What else are we missing? Yeah, some other parts, but first of all, let's kind of like finish up these sections I'm talking about. We have more to do. So there are so many other apps that we have currently pending. We still need to work on the calculator app. I haven't finished it yet. What's remaining there is to add an online player. So remember I said that we have a way to add a messaging to the calculator app, and it's actually a game where people can play it from different locations. So those are the stuff that's still remaining that we need to add, but all that we still need to add them later on. But today I think this is the place we'll be stopping here. And if you have any kind of like suggestion, question, or any other stuff, just drop me a comment, let me know. And on my social media handles, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, yeah, TikTok too, and Twitter also. So reach me out, reach out to me, not reach me out, but reach out to me, guys, and we continue our conversations from there. Anyway, see you guys tomorrow, same time, and we will continue from where we stop. Have a nice day, everyone.